Today's video is sponsored by Factor. So welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. It's another beautiful day today. Clear, cool, is rather dusty though. We haven't had any rain to amount to anything in probably over a month. And it is super dry and super dusty, but I think that's going to play into my favor today. If you saw the last video, you know I was just finishing up a clearing job at the neighbors next door, and I need to kind of clean everything up, and we're going to try using this firewood bucket here. This is a big one, 84 inches. It's the Top Dog Attachments. I've had this for a long time. Works great for loading out firewood. I also use it to clean up the wood yard, all the bark and the debris, because what it does, you can kind of scoop things up and all the stone falls through all the slots in the bucket. So I think this should work pretty well cleaning up from the clearing job, because I've got all kind of roots and little sticks and debris all over the place. So we're going to take this over, try it out, and hopefully it works as well as I expect it to. The firewood bucket worked, it worked pretty good. Not as good as what I thought. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was able to gather up a bunch of that debris, but you still get dirt accumulated. You could keep shaking it over and over again to get all the dirt out. But as you can see here, where the driveway goes, it worked pretty good. Right now, I'm just cleaning up the edges, pulling everything away from the tree line here with the excavator, and then I'll come back in with the firewood bucket and get rid of it. But I'm just about ready to be done with this job. It's just too dusty. I got it cleaned up really well. But if we do get some rain, maybe I'll go back over and dress things up a little bit more. But the dust is just unbelievable. Once I start running around in that skid loader, it's really bad. I mean, it's not, getting to any of the neighbors' place or anything like that, but you could see this dust cloud from space whenever I'm really ripping here. Just so dry. But here's this other locust tree right here I got to take down. This thing here I forgot about, but it's actually still alive and the whole top is down. But I'm going to go ahead and put this right on the fire and just keep going. My camera there gets a little bit loose, kind of spinning around. Cool view. All right, now here I am with the skid loader and the firewood bucket, just cleaning up those piles. I'm pushing everything right up to the burn pit, and then I'll just use the excavator to kind of sort through it once again, try to get some of the dirt out of it. Whatever we're left, in the burn pile, we can probably just get rid of that in the fill or the spoil pile, or we could even load it out after things cool down. It's going to take a while. That thing's going to stay hot for a very, very long time. But as you can see, everything is cleaning up nicely here. Just too much dust. Dust everywhere. I'm getting there. This is kind of what I'm after right here. I mean, there's still a little bit of roots here and there, but much better. When they strip the topsoil off for the home site, they'll pile all that up. It probably won't go back on until next spring, early summer, realistically, by the time they put the yard in. But yeah, it's coming out good. That all looks great down there. The whole driveway, I'm just kind of working my way around the fire, and I'm doing it a little bit differently than what I thought. So I use that big bucket just to push all the debris up here, and you still accumulate a bunch of dirt, but I just set it beside the fire, come over with the excavator every once in a while, throw that stuff in there, and I just about got it. I got to finish that back there and the low side down there. That'll be it. But anyway, right now, while the fire burns down, I'm going to head over to the house and get some lunch, which is the perfect segue because today's video is sponsored by Factor. Factor makes meeting your nutrition goals easier than ever by delivering fresh, never frozen, dietitian-approved meals right to your door, and they're delicious. One of the many things that Melissa and I love about Factor is you can eat stress-free. As you know, we stay busy all the time. Certain days we're running in all different kind of directions. You got a lot going on, and you just want something to eat that's delicious, healthy, quick and easy to prepare, and very minimal cleanup. That's Factor in a nutshell. Factor is also flexible. You can change your order up every week with plans from 4 to 18 meals per week, or pause or reschedule your deliveries anytime. Factor meals eliminate the hassle of prepping, cooking, or cleanup. Simply heat and savor the good stuff. Factor cuts way back on trips to the grocery store, takeout food, cooking and cleaning, all those kind of things that take away from doing things that you really enjoy doing. Factor is my go-to lunch on days like today. I've been super busy all day. I'm trying to finish up that job, but you still have to eat. That's where Factor fits in perfectly for me. Head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code OWTMFB50 to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code OWTMFB50 at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 year. All right, just got back over to the job here. Got to do a little maintenance on the skid loader. I'm going to blow out the air filter and the radiator. We did a complete service on this not 25 hours ago, and I'm afraid to see what this air filter looks like. Ugh, disgusting. It's a little tricky getting out of there.
Looking pretty good here. I was saving this tree here. I think it's the eastern red cedar. Someone had planted this at some point. I don't know when, but I saved that one for last. That'll get her ripping. I'm pretty much done. In the morning I'll come over and just kind of tuck this stuff in there, pick through, get some more of those roots. But yeah, I'd say that's a wrap. All right, so this morning, I'm back over here at the clearing job. I am just going to tuck some of this stuff back here on these hot coals and call it good. I still have a little bit more cleanup to do down there, but I'll do that next week when I come back to build the driveway. It's just too dusty. It is. It's unbelievable. It's like we're in Arizona or Texas or something. It's just out of control. But I wanted to mention something. Here's your reminder. Most people probably already know this. Like my excavator, Usually I grease that thing, you know, like once a month, because I'm just using it down at the wood yard here and there. And, you know, you might have 35 hours on it, but you're not really using everything that much. Doing this kind of work, you need to grease it every single day for sure. When they say like 8 hours of operation, that's 8 hours of heavy use. Like, I greased it the other day, first thing in the morning, and the very next morning I started up, and you could hear a little squeak up here somewhere around the thumb area, you know what I mean? And I greased it again, the little squeak went away. But especially, you're working it this hard, as dry as it is, you got to stay on top of the greasing. All right, I got the excavator cleaned up. I didn't, you know, get too carried away, but got all the dust off it. Big globs of grease. I need to clean the cab and then grease it, fuel it up, and it'll be ready to go. Right now, Melissa's gonna run me over in the buggy to go get the skid loader. What's new, Melissa?
Hey, it's a nice sunny day. I'm opening up the FCC, the free crap corner.
So at the end of our driveway, explain what that is.
I set up a table and have a big free sign that says, you know, free. And then I have to put on there, don't take my table. But I just stuff that I could go donate it to like a Goodwill, then they make a chunk of it. And their prices, if you've been to a Goodwill lately, secondhand shopping has gone up.
Yeah, and Eva had a lot of nice clothes when she was younger,
yeah.
and like it was nice last year because there was
15
like
bags, yeah.
Young girls coming, got some nice stuff, and worked out good.
Last year I had to go in July, all through summer. Now here we are in September, but I just have stuff that instead of just pitching it in, you know, a dumpster or donating it, if someone wants it, stop and grab it.
All right, coming over to get the skid loader now. All right, got the skid loader over to the house here. And by the way, that color orange is supposed to be like that. That one's going to require a lot of cleaning. But right now, I need to check something in here. I know what I'm going to find. My air conditioning has not been working very well at all in this. Normally, it works great. So I'm sure I know what the culprit is. And I think it's behind door number 1 here. That actually takes a key. I gotta clean this cab bad. Something to think about. I'm sure the pros that do this kind of work all the time do. But when you're bidding a job like this, you need to factor in a whole day, basically, of getting your stuff back in order after you're done. I just ordered one of these somewheres. Yeah. I think the cabin filter for my air conditioner is going to be pretty disgusting. Got another little door there. Oh boy. Look at that. I'd say that's what my problem is. Okay, let's try this AC. Way more flow already, that's for sure. Yeah, it's going to be better. Much better. But I definitely need to put that new filter in tomorrow when it comes. Alright, so here in the skid loader, SVL 97-2, the cabin filter is underneath this panel here. I'm sure it's probably worse than the one in the excavator. I did change this one once. The air conditioning in this it's just never been near as good as the one in the excavator. I don't know why. So you end up running with the door open a lot, and then what happens is you get more dust and debris. What's the combination here? Oh yeah, that just opens it up. Take these. Ugh. Yeah, that's right. I remember now. There's two of them. I mean, they're real dirty, but like you can see right through them. We'll blow them out, but yeah. I just started it up. The air does work a little bit better. Now it wants to do a regen.
I did notice something working over there. This is the first regen between the skid loader and the excavator. It does help, like they say. You know, you're running them wide open most of the time when you're working like that, and you have less regens. That's my problem with the tractor. It idles a lot. You know, like if you're plowing snow, you know, you want to warm the tractor up and keep it warm if you get out of it for a little bit. And if you let it idle a lot, you're going to have a lot of regens. Where in the last week, I've been running this stuff real hard, and I haven't. But right now, skid loader wants to do one. But anyway, right now I'm going to grease the excavator, then I'll clean up the skid loader, and things will be back ready to go. But anyway, I think that's about it for today's video. I appreciate y'all being here, and I will catch you on the next one.